don't remember the centre of town being quite this busy. I've been here a couple of times before, and this is tumultuous. It's as if some force has been unleashed here, and everybody from all over the world has descended on the cathedral in Milan. It's very, very strange, but they've got it reinforced. There are soldiers everywhere, and they've got fences up, and I'm not quite sure what's supposed to be happening, but you get that sense of intimidation about it. I wanted to go in today, and I couldn't get through because of the security, so I may try tomorrow. But luckily my hotel is just around the corner here from the cathedral. This is one of the few places that they haven't cordoned off. Everywhere is surrounded either by scaffolding, because they're renovating it, or with fences to make sure people don't ram their cars into it or whatever. So let's just see what happens when I touch the Duomo. It's like it contains something that wants to get out, and it's so strong, this force, that the walls can't contain it, and yet they must. There's something inside the building, energy-wise, some force-wise, that is bigger than the building. What on earth could that be? I mean, I'd like to think it's God's love, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like that. That is the weirdest thing. Why would the walls be bulging? What could possibly be inside that would cause, energetically speaking, that would cause the walls to bulge outwards? I need to come back another time and test this. I just went to the Duomo to try and get in, and you have to buy a ticket to get into the church. Now, that in itself is appalling, but I guess it's a tourist attraction really rather than a church. So you've got to buy a ticket, but you've got to buy it online. You go to the website and it doesn't load. So you're standing actually outside the church itself, and you want to go in and you want to buy a ticket. I mean, even though you oppose the idea of buying tickets to churches, you want to go in and buy a ticket, and it doesn't load. So now, having gone all the way to the Duomo, I'm heading back to my hotel to use their Wi-Fi to buy a ticket so that I can go back to the Duomo and get in. How ridiculous is that? But I also might put a jacket on. It's very cold today. I'm about 2 blocks from the Duomo, so I'm making a bit of a hysterical fuss over this, but it's just annoying. See this van behind me outside my hotel? That van arrived this morning when I was leaving to go, I thought, do the Last Supper mural. And the men have been standing there with the van since 7:20 this morning. It's now 11:15. They haven't moved. Anyway, change of clothes. I'm back on the case now. I've booked a ticket for 11 o'clock for the Duomo, and it is, oh my God, there are thousands of children here. It's a long crocodile of them. I booked it for 11 o'clock, and it cost me 15 euros. Which I guess these days is around about $17 or something, or I don't know what it is, like £15. I've kind of lost track of the currency exchange, but you've got to be really careful. You've got to make sure, if you do this, make sure you get the tickets from the cathedral itself, from their website, because there are loads of other websites, and one of them, which I thought was the cathedral website, turns out to just be some tour guide thing, and they were charging up to 50 euros. 50! And I thought, this is rather a lot just to go in a church. And I cancelled the order, and then I realised actually I wasn't going through the normal website. So there are a lot. I don't think it's a scam. I think they just organise different things, and I just wanted to step inside the church. And for that privilege of just going into a cathedral, which should be free for all, for that privilege I've paid 15 euros. But anyway, it's for 11 o'clock and I'm on my way back, and I will get to test the inside of this cathedral. I'm wearing a backpack though, and I don't know whether they will allow me in with a backpack. We shall see. So this is it. This is what 15 euros buys you in Milan. For me, the really interesting issue in a place like this is, does it actually do any good to pray to a statue or a painting or some kind of symbolic carving or whatever? Does that do any good? My theory is that it depends on, again, how you do this. If you're simply projecting thoughts at an inanimate object, I'm not absolutely sure that is enough. It may satisfy you at some level, the feeling you've done it, a feeling of goodness, of benign energy and whatever. But I think what really matters is that you are connecting your spark of the divine with the greater divinity, or whatever you want to call it, the universal intelligence. If you do that, then this place has served a purpose. But I think you can do it at home. If you need a statue at home to do it, then so be it. But I think you can do this at home or in the street or on a bus. That connection is always there because you have this spark of the divine inside you all the time. We have it inside us all the time. But I thought what I would do now, I mean, this place is absolutely packed. Look at this. It's just overrun. Think of how much money they've made today. I so disapprove of charging to go into a church. It's really distasteful to me. But I thought what I would do is I would touch one of these old pillars, and let's just go over here. There's a pillar right here. Let's touch one of these old pillars and see what I get. So this must be an original pillar from when the church was built. Let's have a quick look. You see, when I came last night and I felt the energy of the walls outside, there was some force bursting out. This is a bit like an elephant. I mean, it actually looks a bit like an elephant's foot, to be honest with you, but I don't think that's the point. This is like an elephant's foot trampling over souls. I guess that makes the church so big and so important in society and in civilization even, but in particular people's lives, so big that it will trample right over you if you don't, let me just feel here, if you don't comply, or you just get out of the way, basically. One or the other, it's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, it's just like being an ant directly in the path of an oncoming elephant. Wow, yeah. This is really forcible. I don't think that explains the force trying to bulge the walls out. This is just the energy of the pillar. Really. Maybe we should go and try something else. I'm going to try something else and see if I get different energy from that. These pews are pretty old. Maybe not 1,000 years old or anything like that, but they're old. So let's just touch this, because a lot of people have sat on here over the years. Let's see what that does. It's like a crumpled material. You know when little girls dress as princesses and they wear a kind of tutu thing that's made of some kind of fine mesh? Whatever that stuff is, that's what this feels like, kind of crumpled up, like crumpled souls have sat on here. I mean, this place is colossal. It's designed to make you feel humble and small. And in a way, that's right. We are insignificant. And yet, each in our own way, very, very important. We each have a role to play. We were put here for a reason. But I don't know that the people who sat on here, on this bench here, I don't know if they knew their reason, their purpose. They were coming here. It's almost like they came here to be dealt a punishment or something, or to be dealt their cards. It's like, okay, I'm here, I'm a completely lost soul, what do you want? And that's not a bad thing, actually, to be that humble. But this felt below humble. This felt powerless. This felt, I have nothing to look forward to. I have nothing going on. Life's pretty boring and wretched. What do you think? That, you know, it's kind of asking the universe for guidance, which is, again, not a bad thing. Hang on a second, there's a wall over here. Let's go and try this wall. This is a bit like the pillar again, but let's just try that. This place feels, if this is anything to go by, this wall, this place feels like a container for, I'd like to say troubles or woes, but that's so cliched. Souls. It's a container. And maybe it's because of the sheer number of people who come here every year, every day even, or the number of people who've prayed here since it was built, or something like that. I was told that because it has a number of spires on the roof, actually many, many spires, that it is some kind of energy generator. I have no idea, but that would certainly explain this. It's not that the walls here are bulging outwards to match the ones that I felt last night that were bulging outwards. It's just that this feels like it's containing something. That without this wall in the way, a whole bunch of energy would spill out into the street. This here is a confessional. This just splinters, fractures, turns to dust when I touch it. So in a sense, this is a bogus device. I think. I don't think it has any merit other than to allow people to connect and to get things off their chest and to feel good about themselves. And that in itself is a reward. This takes us down to the crypt. In here is the crypt of the Duomo. And let me just feel the energy of this. There is definitely a movement in here. You know, when in like Morocco or these ancient civilizations where they would grind up wheat and they'd have two large stones and they'd put the wheat between them and then they'd put a donkey around the outside and it would turn the stones and it would grind the wheat to flour. It had that sort of movement to it, like a turbine. This was the powerhouse that you don't get to see upstairs, the source of energy for the rest. I don't want to exaggerate because it's not like there's some kind of energy or electricity going up into the church, but it has a sense of, aha, you've opened a vault here and this is where the energy really is, or the energy source. And it's turning and it's turning and it's inexorable. Very interesting. This is the archaeological area, apparently. This stone here is in the foundations of the cathedral. So let's see what comes when I touch this. It has no energy at all. This seems to be an ancient paving stone attached to this wall. So let's just see what comes for this. Whatever this is, somebody walked over it because I can actually feel heels on my hand. It's like people walked over where my hand is right now. If they were here now, they'd be actually stepping on my fingers. Oh, so that's something. There's the energy of movement. There's the energy of people, of bustle, of activity. But nothing within the stone itself. No energy here at all. No vibration that I can pick up. That's very unusual. But the activity that went around this, maybe that's what I have to look at. The activity that went around these ancient ruins, rather than trying to get the vibration of the place itself. I don't know why the archaeological part of this has no energy in it. This is an ancient pillar. It obviously was much bigger to begin with. And the energy is contained in this, and it's like it's pushing upwards, like, and it can't go any further, and it doesn't know why it can't go any further. Because it stops being lopped off. It's going, the energy wants to go up, and it can't, because it's got nothing here. I thought I would just sit here in the middle of the church and try to do the connection with the divine thing. And there are many, many people around here actually doing that, or at least sitting and absorbing the atmosphere. And what's fascinating is that, like, this woman behind me is chatty, laughing. There are other people walking by, chatting away, and it shatters the energy. So this woman, she's some kind of tour guide, I think, maybe, and she is completely shattering. It's like taking a hammer to a glass table and just hitting the glass table with the hammer. That's what irreverence does to a place like this. She's actually wrecking the very thing that the church was built for. Exactly.